Hello and welcome to my channel. I have something a little bit different for you today. I have a Statue of Liberty model kit from Italy. This is kit number 68002. The rear of the box shows you the painted model kit, and it also comes with a colour guide. Although this isn't going to help me much because I'm going to do something different with this kit, but more on that later. But first of all, we need to get this box open and see what comes with this kit. And it's not a great deal, which means it should be a fairly quick and easy project. First up is an information booklet. Inside contains all the information you'll ever need to know about the statue, and that's followed by the building and painting instructions for the actual kit itself. As you can see, there are only a handful of plastic pieces for the kit. Once completed, this model will be 15 cm wide and 17 cm high, so it's nice and small. Altogether there are 3 separate sprues, each cast in the appropriate colour. So if you chose not to paint it, it would still look acceptable on your shelf. Right, time to get out the snips and release these from the sprues. It's a fairly quick process of removing the parts and then cleaning them up. And for this process, sometimes I use a file, sometimes I use sandpaper, and sometimes I just use a hobby knife. The statue itself is only in 2 parts, which are the body and the crown. For the crown I just twist it off, because sometimes the snips will bend or break the smaller pieces. Just need to do a little bit more cleanup and then we can move on to the next part. For the statue itself, we have a different problem to solve. It has some very prominent seam lines which need tidying up. And it's just a matter of making sure the front and the back part blend together. Once I've cut off the remaining pieces, I then lay them out so I know what I've got to work with. And now we can crack on with the assembly. And for this I'm just using typical model glue, which is basically a plastic cement that welds the 2 halves together. And as you can see, I've started on the building on which the statue stands on. This is the most complicated part of the build. Once this is out of the way, it's all downhill from there. And by the time the last panel goes on, the box is now nice and stable. Fun fact for you, the statue represents Liberatus, the Roman goddess, who is the personification of liberty. The statue was designed by Frederick August Bartholdi and was built by Gustave Eiffel and was dedicated on October 28, 1886 as a gift from France to America to symbolise their independence from Britain. Right, back to the build. And we have the last 2 pieces to glue together to form the base. And then we can move on to the statue, which only comprises of 2 parts, the body and the crown. I'm not gluing the flag on just yet. I'm just going to put it in some blue tack so it'll be easy to paint. And so the first step is to spray on some primer. And then I'm going to spray the statue in copper. Yes, I'm going to make the statue look how it was intended, rather than the green oxidized version that we know today. And now I can crack on with the painting. And first of all I apply base colour to the base. And this should give me something to work on when I apply the proper colours. And as you can see, the colour I chose is like a brown brick colour. And while that's drying, I set to work on the flag. I start off by painting it white, and then I very gingerly paint on the red stripes. Thankfully the lines are moulded into the plastic, which makes it slightly easier, although at this scale it's pretty nerve-wracking. And then I add the blue in the top corner, and at this scale I don't think I need to add the stars. I think it's safe to say that I breathed a sigh of relief when this part was done. Then I move on to painting the other colours on the base. I then gave the statue a black wash and dabbed off the excess with a tissue, and this will help make it look a little bit weathered and create some shadows in the creases. And then after that I gave it a pass with the green wash, And this is to make it look like the oxidisation process has started, but we all want a little bit of it showing through, so once again I dab off the excess. And once again, returning my attention to the base, I paint on some of the colour variations in the stonework, and then I apply brown wash all over, and once again I dab off the excess. And now this monument looks like it has faced the elements. And now the statue has dried, I can glue it to the plinth. And then I apply some light weathering powder, just for that extra level of detail. And that gets brushed into all the edges and corners. And now I can finally raise the flag. According to the instructions, the flag should be behind the statue, so that's my mistake. And the final step is to lock in all that colour and give it a spray with a matte sealer. So there we have it, the Statue of Liberty looking like it did when it was first erected. I have an additional fact for you from the booklet. When the French steamer arrived with a crate containing the disassembled statue on June the 17th, 1885, 200,000 people lined the docks to witness its arrival. The reason why the original colour hasn't been restored is because the metal is so thin, should they attempt any work on it, it will most likely weaken the infrastructure. So the green is here to stay. So at least this video gives you an opportunity to see what it would have been like back in its early days. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.